Hey yo, do not attempt to adjust your dial. Ba-da-bum-bum-bum. It's your boy Big Vern. This is App Stupid, the fastest growing sports and entertainment show on these YouTube streets. You're welcome. Holla at us. Holla, holla, but to get those dollars, get it. Man, that was my jam, that Ja Rule joint. Shout out to everybody who's rocking with us here at App Stupid. It's your boy Big Vern. In our last segment, we just talked about Deion Sanders and the Colorado Buffaloes, how the defense was god awful last night. I don't know if they need to make more I definitely know they need to make more improvements. I just don't know how when you have to go to Nebraska next week. So we'll keep you posted on that one. Now we're going to go ahead and pivot from college football to the National Football League. And we wanted to ask, are there five players that need to show up this year in the NFL? Because if they don't, could these five guys be out of a job? Not going to go ahead and bury the lead. We want to talk about the first guy, which would be Marquise Brown, known as Hollywood. Now, he signed a 1-year, $7 million deal with up to $11 million in incentives. He's part of the Kansas City Chiefs, revamping that receiving core. Could he be a trusted target for Patrick Mahomes? I just don't know. I mean, they put him with Lamar Jackson. It didn't work. Then they went ahead and stuck him with Kyler Murray, which was his college quarterback. That didn't work. Also, he's kind of injury prone. Is this a do or die season for Hollywood Brown? That is a legitimate question. Now, he's currently nursing a dislocated left shoulder, and he's expected to miss the season opener against his former team, the Ravens. Are you buying it that, hey, look, if Hollywood Brown doesn't work out in Kansas City, he could be out of the league by next year? I think I'm just going to be honest with you. I think that's a realistic critique. I'm not going to sit up here and pretend like, hey, look, he still got it. No, this dude is injury prone. And I don't know where you go with that. Let's take a quick 20 from an unofficial sponsor of the show. This is Big Vern at App Stupid. Drop the spot. Yes, Subway, eat fresh, refresh. Order online, download the app, or visit the good folks at your local Subway. Subway, eat fresh, refresh. So when we last left off, we were talking about Hollywood Brown. This has got to be a do or die year for him, or it's over. Then we're going to talk about Kyle Pitts in Atlanta with the Falcons. Now Pitts had 1,026 yards receiving in a Pro Bowl season as a rookie. He got a QB now in Kirk Cousins that's going to get him the ball. And maybe he can get back to his old self because he didn't have that same year last year. Now, are you buying it or selling it? Because Raheem Morris, he got big plans in mind. And he picked, I'm talking about the way that Raheem Morris was talking about Kyle Pitts, that made Atlanta pick up his 5th-year option in 2025 for $10 million. And I am completely not buying that if Kyle Pitts doesn't have a good year this year, then it's over for him. He's still in his rookie contract. He is a highly, highly utilized player. And I think that his intangibles are really going to show up this year for the Falcons. So I'm going to say he's safe. He's safe. He's not in the same situation as your boy over here, Hollywood Brown. I don't think that's fair. Then Najee Harris out of Pittsburgh. It's Steeler country. Harris has gained over 1,000 yards on the ground in each of his 3 NFL seasons. He's the only player to do so over the last 3 years. With all of that said, Pittsburgh will not exercise a fully guaranteed $6 million fifth-year option. I mean, wow. Again, if this is the production you're getting out of your back, Najee Harris is a guy who shows up. He's going to be there. He's going to fight to the end. And we're bickering back and forth over $6 million. And I think that he could find himself looking to go elsewhere in free agency if they don't sit down and work this out. If this guy is getting you 1,000 yards rushing and back to back to back to back, and now we have a money issue, where does that leave the fandom? Plus, at this moment, it's so much new in Pittsburgh. Why do you want to mess with a position that you have solidified? That makes sense. The quarterback situation is highly volatile. You've got Russell Wilson. Who knows what that's going to look like? Even in a bad year in Denver, he still had 30 touchdowns. Then on top of that, you got Justin Fields. He's only going to go ahead and get better. So, like I said, there's just so much of speculation and question marks in that quarterback room. Why would you mess with the only thing you don't have to worry about? This shouldn't be an issue. That's all I'm saying. Look, give me a quick 20 from a rap album we're promoting this month. This is Big Vern. Drop the spot.
Yo, you're not gonna believe this, but we got another hip-hop pick. Da-da-da-ba-ba. Freeway, Jake One, the Stimulus Package Part 2, in stores now. Get it where you legally consume music, whether it's Apple Music, Google Play, or Spotify. Favorites on the album: Time, Philly, Ringin', and Heartbreaker. Many more. Get the album. It's out now.
Yeah, shout out to Freeway and Jake One, the Stimulus Package Part 2. Make sure you go ahead and get your copies so you can rock out this Labor Day weekend. Let's get back on this and let's get after it. Then we got Jameson Williams, wide receiver from the Detroit Lions. Williams had 24 receptions and 354 yards with 2 touchdowns in 12 games that he played last year. That is impressive. And people, when I say that's impressive, he didn't have to go for 1,000 yards. He's not the number one guy in that offense. He's not the number one wide receiver target in that offense, so he's not going to get a lion's share of the balls. However, this dude, he's just a target when you get inside the 20, and he's money. Now, his development, that comes into the question because that's been hindered. He was serving a 4-game suspension for violating the NFL's gambling policy. So he likes the sauce. The dude likes the numbers. And I feel like there should not be any gambling or sports betting sites connected to professional sports. You're only asking for problems. And when you have people who have a conflict of interest, all they have to do is go get someone else to make the bets and place the bets for them. And so anytime you can connect a gambling aspect to a college game or a pro game, you're asking for it. You're asking to be singled out, and some of these wins be delegitimized over time when people start blowing the whistle. I don't know what made people get into bed with DraftKings, and I know it's greed at the end of the day, but if I got players with these vices, why would I visit that in my league? Why would I have that in my league front and center? These are honest questions. But this guy likes the sauce. He likes the action. Josh Reynolds, he got shipped to Denver, so there's an opening. He's got to show off because the Lions will exercise his 5th-year option in 2026. So you have a degenerate gambler who's already been cited for having these issues with the NFL. That's why he had that 4-game suspension. He only played 12 games last year, and he had a lion's share of 24 receptions in those games. Wow. I mean, he could be productive, but can you keep him on the field? And at some point, for the Detroit Lions, they don't want to go back to being the Detroit Lions. So the juice may not be worth the squeeze. So I'm totally buying it's do or die for that guy. And he's got to walk that line because you want them to pick up that 5th-year option. It's either that or you pick up your clothes out of this locker and go find you another one on another team in another state. I don't know. We'll go ahead and get to our last guy when we come back from a quick 20 from an unofficial sponsor of the show. This is Big Vern. Drop the spot. Or not. Yes, BK, have it your way because you rule. Order online, download the app, or visit the good folks at your local BK, have it your way because you rule. So when we last left off, we had one more guy who needs to show out this year. It's hella high water for him, and that's Nick Chubb, the running back from the Cleveland Browns. Now, Chubb was the best in the NFL running back conversation before suffering a gruesome left knee injury 2 games into the 2023 season. Chubb is on a revised contract. Revised means that they had pulled the original, and it was going to be 2 things. You rework it, or you're not with the organization anymore. That's what a revision is. They had to go ahead and update it. We're not guaranteeing this money because he may never walk again. So now that we're on that same page. And he was scheduled to make an unsecured $12.2 million in 2024. You'll never guess what the restructured money is, and it's a full guaranteed $2 million. That's horrendous. And the reason that it is horrendous, because you have to pay your agent. Your agent isn't getting 10%. Your agent is getting 30 to 35% of your money. And then you got to pay taxes. And so a guy, which you can negotiate this for yourself. You really don't need him. You really don't need to part with any more money. When you found out that that was the guarantee, hey, look, I'm firing you as an agent. Here's a severance pay. I'm signing that contract, and you've got just this bulk of money. Here's $100,000 for your troubles. When I found out that I had $12 million that was unsecured, and now after the revision, all I got is $2 million, I'm definitely on the hot seat. I need to save all the money I can. $2 million. Shake my head. Damn, boy. Chubb gets an additional $225,000 if he is active for 1 game. You definitely got to fire this guy now, bro. You cannot pay this guy any more money. You have to get rid of him at this point. There are a total of $2.5 million in per game roster bonus outside the initial game, in which Chubb gets $185,000 for each game active up to the maximum of 12 games. This is a 17-game season. And so even though you may play all 17 games, you're not getting paid past 12 games. You definitely got to get this dude out of there. I don't know who you got around you. I don't know who's on your payroll. I don't pretend to know what's going on with anybody's money. But when you read the terms of his contract, Cleveland is beyond looking for his replacement. And they've lowballed this man to the point where outside of his $2 million guaranteed, everything is really on incentives. So it's up to him to stay healthy. It's up to him to make every game. Because even if he plays all 17 games, he's only getting paid for 12 of them. My goodness. And he's got to rush for more than 170 yards. and catch 4 balls. Man, I've been done killed somebody on that. Let me stop. I ain't gonna say that on these YouTube streets. Just me, it would be up every time I would see this person. We'd be out here punching. But I could have it wrong. YouTube world, let me know. Do I got it wrong? Are these guys safe? Or is there some legitimacy in what I'm talking about? We'll be back. It's your boy Big